All right, everybody, welcome to episode 80 of the Word on the Street, powered by Lean Solutions Group. Trey Griggs here with a great cast today. We've got Nico Brown. What's up, Monkey Business?
How's it going?
Going well, man. Doing great. Greg Roberts, Madison, Chicago. How are you doing?
Yeah, doing well. A little chilly today,
Excellent.
but doing all right.
Kyle McNaught in the Freight Plus studio. Look at that. F plus, everybody. Look at that. I think your GPA
killing it.
College, wasn't it? I mean, that's kind of
I went to Florida State, man. I did majors in dinosaurs. It wasn't that hard.
dominated. Then we got Josh Kalo. I guess turned his camera on, but he's still black. You got a cover of that thing? Take the cover off and show us your lunch, man. I can't see it, man. Where's the
I don't want to have a mouthful of chicken nuggets and French fries here, you know.
This whole thing was started as a lunch. You know, you guys should be. I've got this. I'm going to be eating this in a little bit. My daughter's bringing in some wonderful buffalo chicken dip, which we make. It's wonderful. So that's going to be on the way shortly. So now, man, eat up, enjoy. Love it. Look at the swag too. Look at that hat. I'm blessed to have one of those. I got one of those in my office here.
You do have a couple of those, I think.
I do have a couple of those. That's right. Although I do need a new polo because the one you gave me is a little big. So when you guys get a smaller one, you know,
I guess you know a guy or something, huh?
I know a guy or two. Yeah, I do. Although my wife's like going mad because if I showed you my closet right now, I pretty much have a polo from almost all of you and just everyone else as well. So every like convention I go to, every client visit I have, I come home with another shirt. My wife is like, "This is ridiculous." But then I have to say, "Listen, I only get these 2 sections of the closet, and you get these 4. So I think it's okay. I think we're fair."
And you don't have to buy clothes.
And I don't have to buy clothes. It's like a monthly battle. Though. She's like, "You've got to sort through your polos and get rid of some." I'm like, "Dang." So it's pretty tough, you know, because now I've gotten rid of all the other ones that don't have customer logos on them, and I'm still trying to hold on to all the ones that do in case I need them and when I get to wear them. So, anyways, enough about my wardrobe. That's not important. That's not important. Man, some big things happen this week in the industry. I feel like every week, like, you know, when the show first started, especially like 3 or 4 months ago, there might be one big thing a month that really happens in our industry. I feel like every week there's something big happening, some news that's taking place. This week, of course, we heard about the acquisition from Hub Group to acquire Choptank Transport. My good friend Jeff Turner over there, congrats to him and his entire team, to the Hub Group team as well. $180 million purchase for Choptank, and again, it's just one more of a series of these that's happened. Not to mention what we're seeing in the ports right now with the drivers backed up 2 miles just trying to get in. You know, so this whole driver shortage conversation continues to be interesting as we see drivers just piled up at the ports. We see over 75 ships at anchor out of the port of Long Beach in LA. So it's just absolutely nuts right now. So give me your takes on some of these things. Like let's start by talking about the first one, the M&A acquisition of Hub Group and Choptank. Does that surprise anybody? Is that kind of common knowledge now? This is a big play in the refrigerated space. That's what Choptank focuses on. Somebody talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. And I didn't know this ahead of time, but apparently when Hub Group had taken over Pacer and they sold off a lot of the assets, what they kept was a lot of the refrigeration assets. So it seems to make sense. It seems to be a fair play for them and what they're doing, if that's going to be an area that they focus on. So.
Yeah. I think so too. And again, I think you're seeing these companies that have maybe a gap in their business, and they're just acquiring somebody that can just literally plug and play into that gap, you know, and make it work. So, and the one question I didn't ask, you know, I think it was probably 2 weeks ago that Craig Fuller said, "Hey, there's going to be another acquisition coming before the end of the year." And I don't know if this is the one he was talking about. My gut tells me this is not the one he was talking about, but maybe it was. Anybody have any insight on that?
I think he was just playing the numbers. Yeah, sure. Hey, I'll make that. I'll make that assumption right now. Hey, before the end of the year, there will be another transaction.
So you're taking, but he made it sound like it was a specific, like a big one, like he knew. That's how he worded it. It wasn't like, "Hey, there's going to be more." It was like, "Hey, there's a big one coming that you guys need to know about." But I wonder if
Trey, have you learned nothing from the Gruden emails? Of course, you got to set it up, man.
I get it. I'm just wondering if this is when he's talking. So we're gonna take the role.
Take the role. Of course, he's gonna tee it up like that.
He's just throwing it out there that there's gonna be. We should ask him. We should get him on the show and ask him. Hey, tell me.
I just want to let anybody know that if you're throwing around like mergers and acquisition money, I've got an LLC that I'll sell out
quick. What's the valuation of that bad boy? What do you
2 mil? 2 mil.
2 mil easily, just like that, you know. I think you just started like a month ago. That's a really good turnaround. That's a pretty sweet deal.
I build value quick. That's what I do.
That's right. That's right. Hey, Megan, what's up? How are you? Are you with
I'm
us, Megan?
good. I'm
There
good.
you
How
are.
are you?
Hey.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I've
Excellent.
got a lot going on over here on
Yeah,
this
no doubt.
lovely Friday. Yeah.
No doubt. How's the new gig? Are you enjoying this fall weather in St. Louis?
Yes, finally. Although
It's
I gotta
really
say,
perfect, isn't it?
yeah, I took a walk the other day and I had to come back and get my coat. And I'm like, what is this? It's like 60 degrees out and I'm freezing. I don't know what's wrong with me, but
Well,
Megan, you're in St. Louis?
morning.
I am, yeah.
Would you be related to TJ Degenhart?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay,
Degenhart's my maiden or my married name. So
Okay.
it could be like a third cousin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I saw the name. I'm from St. Louis. I used to live by Trey, and then I moved. So,
Okay, so
Okay.
that name is not common. There's got to be a
It's
relation.
not.
there.
No,
yeah,
it's
and it's
not.
spelled that way too.
Apparently, well, my husband's grandfather put together like a book of Degenhart information, and apparently we all came over on the boat together. I don't know, a couple hundred years ago or something, but I don't know. That's the family history. That's all I know.
We have to check on that and get back to us because that's I can't imagine there's a lot of Degenharts that don't know each other in this area. That'd be shocking, actually. So very good. All right, so we got that M&A situation happening. There are going to be more. Greg, just call right now, right? You're just going to call if there's going to be more.
I've got information
Breaking news, everybody.
that there's going to be more.
There's another
M&A
big one.
Yeah.
Name your source.
There's another big one coming. You can't name a source. That's a media. I can't do that, man. That's
You know what?
Because
I'll
then
be
you
a
can check it out
source.
and make sure that I'm not just bullshit.
I'll be a source. I'll say that there's at least two. So, he's really just lowballing me.
I'm hedging. Yeah. There you go.
that's right.
Appreciate it.
Before
Nico.
Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, when is this going to drop?
Before the end of the year.
Hmm.
Before the end of the year.
Before in the year.
I'm sorry, you guys, I missed it. What? So there was a big acquisition?
So earlier this week, Hub Group announced that they had acquired Chop Tank Transport for $180 million.
Wow.
Yeah, decent size,
Interesting.
not bad. Yeah, mainly refrigerated play. And as Greg mentioned earlier, Hub Group kept a lot of their refrigerated assets, so it makes sense that they went after a pretty solid refrigerated freight broker to do that.
You know what? I'm gonna go one before and one after.
One before Thanksgiving, one after Thanksgiving. So
Yeah.
we have a little Christmas special. It's it's interesting because I know that this is kind of the way things are going. I know that there's a lot of money to be thrown around. Ben Gordon talked about that a little bit when this one came out. There's still a lot that can happen in that, but man, the consolidation.
See,
is just
I think you're more likely to get M&As at the end of the year. Because it's people using up funds, especially like VCs, committing funds for the next year, stuff like that. So we're in the season for it anyway.
'Tis the season.
And you've got a lot of people with money right now because of money they've made out of the industry. So I'm thinking that since you have people with money to throw around, they're going to throw it at somebody.
I know. We should definitely work on our valuations, Nico. It's
$2 million. 2 mil, done.
Nico's price, $2 million. Anybody's watching, check that out. So Josh, talk about what's happening in Houston, man. What's going on down there? What's good?
Not hot anymore, thank God, because it's swampy and brutal. No, business is good. Run rates higher than we expected. More people, more freight, more problems.
Good. Are you getting to play golf? It doesn't sound like you're getting to play much golf in all this.
No, I haven't, but it is my goal to go play golf. I know I'll be playing on the 11th Transportation Club.
Nice. You moved to Houston. You got it on the 11th?
Yeah.
What day of the week is that? Is that a Friday?
Yeah, you want to come play? It's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday. Oh, it's a day early. Possible. It's possible.
Make that
I'll be there
happen.
Friday.
I've seen you make crazier things happen to go play golf somewhere, so I'm sure you can make it happen.
Kyle, what are you making that face for? I don't understand.
No, not a reason. Listen, I just can't wait for Nate to come on. I gotta set up the match of the logistics century over here between
Set
the
it
two of
up.
y'all.
I know. I was actually disappointed he didn't play because I've heard he's a great player. I played with some really good players, which was exciting. It was a lot of fun.
So you're questioning
I
how
wasn't-
good Nate is. All right, sounds
No,
good.
no. I was
It's like,
excited. to
I play
see
with
Nate
great
play.
players, but I've heard that he's
No,
okay.
at the tournament, I played with great players.
Listen,
He
man,
set
I'm
me up
just
with
hearing
great
what you
players.
say. I'm just
And they're guys that
repeating.
he plays with all the time. So I'm just saying that's no, I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be good. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I hope that Nick can jump on. But I might just have to text him quick and be like, "Where you at, bro?" So we'll try to get that done. So you moved to Houston. You don't even get to play much golf, man. I'm telling you, that's a major.
I
miss.
mean, it's been a whirlwind, but I'm getting more settled down now, just in time for baby number 3 to get here next year. So I probably won't have much more time anyways, but I'll figure it out.
You're about to go into a lull, my friend. Like it's going to be real tough for about 10 years to get out and
Uh-huh.
play much golf.
How old are
Yeah,
your
I'm-
other kids?
2 and 4
Oh, okay. And when
See,
did,
I'm-
when are you guys due?
March.
Wow, very nice.
Yes.
See, I'm just getting
It'll
out
be-
of that. I'm just moving out of that phase where I'm able to
Now you're not, excuse my language, you're not the snack bee anymore. Now you have your girls making you lunch. I'm waiting for that to happen.
Hey, I asked them to bring it in. They clearly forgot.
See?
I have to send them a text message and be like, where's my lunch?
So Josh, do you have
No.
2 girls?
I do.
Okay. And the third one, do you know if it's a boy or girl?
Oh, it's a boy. I
You
got
know
my
for
boy.
sure.
Oh,
Yeah?
for sure. I got my boy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I
I'm
I've
excited.
got 2 boys. I've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old as well, but they're boys. And here's some news. I'm pregnant with baby number 3 due in May.
Hey,
Oh,
congratulations.
congrats.
Same timeline.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So I'm guessing that means that you're out for the Tough Mudder.
Yeah, I am. And I
That's-
like when you guys were talking about it the other day, like a couple weeks back, I was like, oh, I really wanted to do that. But yeah.
Well, you can definitely still be there and you can cheer us on and
Yes.
obviously not enjoying the alcoholic beverages, but you can certainly enjoy the great company that's going to
Right.
be there. So, so that'll be good. Yeah, it'll be good to have you join us for sure. Well, congrats. That's exciting. That is
Yeah,
really
we're
cool.
excited.
I'm glad it's you guys and not me because we're just really happy not having new diapers and like that. So I
No.
think we're looking forward to the
Yeah, rub it
grandbabies
in.
about 10 years.
Thanks.
Yeah, just rub it in. Thanks.
I will. I
Can't
will
wait.
rub it in, without a doubt. Without a doubt. By the way, speaking of to go back to news real quick, have you guys noticed that supply chain is starting to be the headline on every news organization lately? When's the last time that occurred? When's the last time that supply chain led?
March of
led the
last
A
year.
block? Led the A block? I mean, I know we talked about it a little bit, but it seemed like it was. I mean, the toilet paper shortage was it, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like that was really short lived.
What about the
That was
Popeye's
the
chicken
toilet
sandwich?
paper shortage. That wasn't really the freight industry's.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think they focused on supply chain.
yeah.
They just focused on the pandemic and panic buying, and I
And
don't
also
think they
the
dug
terrible
into
I mean,
things
you-
people were doing.
You've got like Colbert and Kimmel and like them actually making monologue jokes about it. Like it's out there.
Yeah, it's actually becoming a pretty legit story.
I was gonna say I can't think of any time on my tenure on this earth when it's been in the headlines like this,
Yeah.
just because our industry is so not thought about, and there's stuff on the shelves. We can buy it. No one thinks about how it got
Well,
there,
Right.
the logistics behind logistics.
We're
Well,
offensive
because
linemen.
Like
When
people
you hear our
always
names,
say
something's not right.
I think that people always just lump transportation in with infrastructure. So it's like, it's if I just say the buzzword infrastructure, like, the truckers will know we're talking about them. But you're not. You really aren't. It's the trucking industry needs to be dealt with. And it's being ignored. And I think that it's about time that people start paying attention to it.
Well, I can tell
Yeah.
you that, at least from my perspective, people are starting to pay attention to it. I'm no longer in the transportation industry, but I like to kind of keep a pulse on it because I'm in IT and I'm talking with like directors of IT, VPs of IT, CIOs, and they're talking about the supply chain issues
Mhm.
and how it's affecting their business. So that's never happened before in my career. I
Yeah.
find that really fascinating.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
People
think
who
you
typically
also,
don't think about it are talking about it. Yeah, Nico.
the problem that you also run into is that gets the administration involved, doing things like, you know, keeping the port open 24 hours or sending National Guards drivers to, you know, become truckers. And it's like, you can't just take a non-industry, like a non-trucking industry person and say, here, let's throw people at it, or, you know, let's throw hours at it. You can't do that. The port isn't designed to be operating at full capacity 24 hours a day. It's just not. And you can't, like, you know, make everybody who has to support that industry just appear overnight either. And going back to, like, you know, putting National Guard drivers in there, the truckers are telling you it's not a trucker shortage. It's a problem with the stuff that gets them in and out of the ports and stuff like that.
So Nico, I gotta push back to you of why, because we hear it, right? Like it's all out there, big media stories, like driver shortage, the thing you hear about, oh, White House doing all this stuff. But to me, I'm seeing that there's a communication breakdown, right? Like most of the main headline stuff's the easy thing to grab. That there's a driver shortage, but when you really look at it, it's like there's plenty of drivers sitting there waiting to be picked up. Where's the communication breakdown occurring? Why is this story not being told correctly? Why is it internally, like the people in logistics know what the real mistakes are, but they can't push that out? Where do you think that's like kind of falling down?
Because people don't understand that there's not one effing issue in the trucking industry right now. It's a fire sale. We got issues for everyone. There is a trucker shortage in certain parts of the industry. There is a crippling infrastructure need for the drivers who service the ports to be able to get in and out of the ports quicker. And throwing more drivers into the ports isn't the answer, because there is no shortage of drivers for the ports. There's shortage of drivers in other parts of the sector, like flatbed drivers, or, you know, last mile drivers and stuff like that. You know, there are shortages in parts of the industry. So you have people who are not having a driver shortage being like, there's no driver shortage. Well, there's no driver shortage in your part of the industry, schmuck. There are in others. And there are pay issues in part of the industry, and there's not pay issues in other parts of the industry. We do need younger drivers. That's an issue. And they had a brilliant, brilliant segment about that today on What the Truck, with the McDonough family over at CH Robinson, talking about, you know, the difference between, you know, what brought people into trucking, you know, back in the 60s and 70s, and what is keeping people out of trucking right now. Like, I didn't know that you can't, Dick McDonough mentioned something about insurance that I never knew. He said that, you know, it's really hard to insure, you know, a driver that's under the age of 25. So, you know, back in the day, they would get these 18, 19, 20-year-old drivers into the industry because, you know, it was a way of making money, good money, and, you know, right out of high school, right out of college, or without a high school or college degree.
Yeah.
And now the industry's kind of stopping people from doing that. So
Right.
if it's harder to, you know, insure an under 25-year-old driver, well, the industry doesn't have drivers under 25 really in a lot of places.
And by the time you're 25, you've probably figured out some sort of career path for the most part.
And by 25, if you were going to drive, there's so many other services that you could drive for now, like Uber or, you know, Amazon delivery and stuff like that. There's so many other options. You're keeping drivers out of the industry.
Yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about the insurance on drivers under 25. I know insurance in general is pretty tough, but it kind of makes sense in a
it's
way.
a
But at the
fire
same time,
sale.
it takes away a huge block of potential drivers that could be there. I think the other thing that's interesting too is that drivers are pushing back. Drivers are starting to show videos like, "Hey, we're here. Like we're here. We can't get anything. You know, we're right here."
Right, but at the same time, you've got a lot of drivers that have been taken out of the industry by the FMCSA drug clearinghouse.
I don't know much about that, but certainly I don't want people driving on the road with
Oh no,
drugs or
no, no, no,
alcohol.
no, no.
I don't
Trust
know
me, we do not. But what you need is you need people who are coming to the trucking industry who actually want to be here, as opposed to catching people who this is their second choice. Because in
Yeah.
order to be a driver, you have to be clean. In order to be clean, you have to know really that you're going into an industry that where you need to be clean, especially as more people, you know, decriminalize marijuana across the country, and God forbid the federal government say that marijuana is okay, because that's really going to hit the driving industry.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question. You guys, a lot of you are in this way more than I am in a sense. What is the current recruiting method for drivers? What are they selling drivers on now?
Bonuses.
Yeah, money and
Sign
being
on
home.
bonuses.
Sign-on bonuses, but that isn't like that's a short fix. Like how long
Yeah.
do they have to be there to get the full bonus? Is there a requirement?
It's usually
That's-
between
that's
6 and 12
dependent.
months, I think.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ad hoc. Some people are doing it, you know, just, hey, look, you sign, you know, do a couple loads and you get your bonus. Other people it's 3 months, other people it's 6 months. I've seen some companies who have split it out over a 10-year period, which is kind of funny because it's not a sign-on bonus, it's a
years.
retention bonus.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I just think that, you know, like I come from the place of, you know, people are people, whether they're driving, whether they're sitting in an office, whatever they're doing. And I remember learning this a long time ago that because I was working at a company that was it was about building teams. It was a leadership development program. And there were a lot of really good things that I learned out of that. One of the things they taught us was like, if you're going to keep people on your team, they have to be learning, they have to be getting promoted, and they have to be making money, and they have to get 2 out of those 3 to stay. So if they're learning and making money, then you know they'll stay. If they're getting promoted and making money, they'll stay. If they're learning and getting promoted, they'll stay for a while before, you know, because they know that they're on their way to make money, right? But if it gets down to 1 of those 3, it's just a matter of time, right? So if the industry is only focusing on money, but they're not focusing on other things that humans need, that people need or want, I think that's a huge like miss, a huge oversight. And it's because they'll get people for 3 months, for 6 months, for a year, and then it just like, you know what I mean? Like there's
Because the industry
gotta
is
be-
How
trying
do
to
you
sell
how do you do
itself
the
to
other
people.
two? How do you do the other two? How do you
okay,
promote
well,
and how do you learn?
great
Like,
question.
what
Great
do you
question.
do?
Ask Rick
Branding.
Larkin at BCB Transport. Ask Rick Larkin at BCB Transport what he does. All right. Listen to
All
his
right, Rick,
podcast.
what do you do? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, listen to a podcast.
No, because he literally creates a podcast that his drivers listens to, and it's all about safety. He's bringing on people to teach them, to learn, to help them grow. Like he really takes that seriously. Like that's a real legitimate thing. And then you take somebody who is a really good driver, maybe you turn them into a manager, a trainer, or something where they can have more oversight or they can have more influence. There's ways to do it, but you just have to think
Yeah.
through it. You know,
You gotta
I mean,
think
it's
deeper.
possible.
Right.
But
Fun trucking. I mean,
gotta
you
think
know
through
that, right? I mean, I think the bonus structure could probably be fixed too. I know my wife works for MathWorks, and they have a really interesting way. I mean, it's the algorithm that all the scientists and stuff use, but their bonus structure is kind of all based off of keeping you kind of for 4 years, right? You work in tech, everyone's trying to poach you and whatnot. So they give bonuses based off of, oh, look who it is. But their bonuses are like every year it gets increased like percentage wise. So kind of like you want to stay because it's a 4-year kind of cycle. So every like 4 years,
Yeah.
you're getting a really nice bonus. Like I could see
Right.
that being something that you get someone past the 6 months of like, hey, I'm invested at least for 4 years here because of what I could be receiving. And like you say, it's probably, I mean, a lot of these guys they want to, and gals probably want to open their own business or they're independent, right? So how do you kind of encourage them, give them lessons and to be able to kind of operate their own stuff?
It just requires, in my opinion, a more intentional approach and understanding of human psyche, you know, and how people work, how people think, you know, because is it a challenge? Yeah, it's a challenge, but there are people who are doing it well. You know, there are people, there's companies here in St. Louis that are recruiting and retaining drivers better than anybody else. And they have an intentional aspect behind that. Okay,
Yes.
so let's
But you
pause,
can make so
everybody,
much
for-
money right
let's-
now.
I know.
Why
Let's
spend
pause
time
for a
on that?
moment. Look who is here and look where he's at. He's literally driving a golf cart right now. This is great. What's up, man? How are you?
How are you guys? Hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah, man.
Playing
This is
golf
what I
up
wanted
here.
to see. I was telling everybody how disappointed I was that you didn't actually play. on
and that you're
Tuesday,
kind of
but
only okay is what he said.
I didn't say that. I said,
Said you
played
play with
some
really good players
that
and you're not sure
at
about
that
Nate.
tournament he set me up with, and I wanted to see him play. I was disappointed.
The show is Nate hit a drive.
So hey, get somebody
I'll
to
I'll
hold
arrange
this
that
camera
we
up
can
and
play
take a shot.
together. I'll arrange that we can play together. Today I'm playing up at Lookout Mountain Country Club.
Oh my gosh, show us the view. It's got to be beautiful.
Okay. That's why I was going to look up here. See if I can flip it around here.
Oh, I love that. That is one of my favorite spots on the planet.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Course was built in 1925. It's about to close down, and Bill Bergen, who is literally the world's best golf course designer, is going to come in and completely redo it.
So not closed down. Okay, good. I was afraid that it was going to be gone.
No,
that's cool. Yeah.
No, Lord, no. They got a pretty small $75,000 wedding here tomorrow night. But you know how $75,000 weddings end up, and that's in divorce. It's a great course. It's a great community. I live up here as well, and our lawyer is a member here and brought us up here, so we got a big group up here going to play. But Trey, I wanted to say real quick, I appreciate you more than anything coming out there the other day. It was a great event. There's nothing more at any charity fundraiser that I hate, and I don't know if you caught it when I said it, but I hate when people do all this work and donate for a charity and the money, then they have some other event, and that's when they donate the money. And so we gave Ronald McDonald House $15,000 with everybody there
on the spot.
I want people to feel part of that donation. So that was a big deal.
Listen, that was a great event. Really good people for a great cause. Had a great trick shot artist. That was fun at the beginning, but it was neat. I'll say it's the first time that I've seen a check given on the spot at a tournament for a charity, and that's exciting. That's really cool. The only one that's close to it is we do an annual charity golf tournament here in St. Louis for my brother-in-law's mother-in-law who passed away from ALS. I've told you guys this before. And we help people who are going through ALS right now, because when they get diagnosed, there's a ton of costs, and a lot of times health insurance and things don't cover that. And so we unfortunately, it's actually really sad. We invite them to the tournament knowing that their days are numbered. But at that point, we tell them what we're giving them. We don't give it the check, but we know what we're giving them. And so they do announce it, and they're there, and that's really special. You do feel like you're a part of that. So I thought that was really great that you guys did that. Raised $15,000 for Ronald McDonald Houses there and
Byron.
Awesome.
It was a good event. It turned out well, and being able just to donate the money while you're here. Trey, you'll remember him. This is Byron, one of our owners.
Hey, Byron. Good to see you, man. How are you?
Good. You know, serenade us here in a minute.
Oh no, I'm not. No, not today. Not today. These guys might leave the call if I do that. But thank you again so much for having me. Really enjoyed being a part of the tournament and meeting so many wonderful people and getting a chance to talk to you guys. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we had a wonderful turnout. We appreciate you.
It was a great turnout. Well, don't go easy on that guy today. Make sure that you make Nathan hole them all out. No gimmies. All right.
Well, guys, I'm gonna jump off. We're about to start, and look forward. I'll be on next Friday. We'll see y'all soon.
Sounds good, man. Enjoy. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, see you. Bye.
Man, he ran that thing. He ran that whole event. He was in charge of pretty much the whole thing, it felt like. And so it was pretty cool to see Nathan in his element and just being up there on stage making jokes. And it was good. It was really good. So Josh, when's the LGI tournament?
Great question. Not yet.
And who's that clown in the background walking down the steps behind you?
I don't know. He went downstairs. I'm not sure.
I saw you had to close the camera. Was he starting to undress or something? I mean, what was
he's something else. Let me tell you, he's a character.
Oh goodness. Well, we'll just talk a little bit about sports since we just talked about golf a little bit. It's a busy time of the year. So the spring and the fall, I think, are my two favorite times when it comes to sports because everything is happening. It's like this weekend, you could pretty much watch just about whatever you want when it comes to sports. There's quite a bit going on and some pretty cool stuff happening. So I'm going to launch a quick poll. You guys can tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing this weekend and what you think about some of the sports that are going on right now. So go ahead and take that poll. We were listening to a little Maroon 5 there just a minute ago.
Where's all the other choices on here? You got rid of those.
I do have some other choices on some of them, I think.
Are these
the last one
these
has another.
cricket- Are these cricket matches? What are these?
Number one, come on, man.
Oh, baseball. God,
Baseball, that really exciting sport. It's really fast. A lot of people love it. This is
Where are the
honestly,
Chiefs on this, Trey, for the best
they're not
NFL team?
on. They're not on, man. I'm telling you, like I gotta be honest with it. They're not on. But they had a great half, and that's what we're talking about right now. Is how great their second half was. That's pretty sad. Yeah, we had a really great second half. We can build on that.
That's not good. That's not good.
No, it's not good at
something
all.
you should be talking about.
It's not good at all. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in January and February. That's when it really counts.
Start talking about great wins. That's when your program's in the dump.
I just
great
guessed
win
for one
against
and
a terrible
two.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Bad, great losses. You're like, oh yeah, you know what? They played their best. You're like, you've still lost. It doesn't matter.
Or there's a
it's not
comedian
good
who's talking about like, oh yeah, the other team, give them a lot of credit. It's like, what if that ever makes it back to the losing team?
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're giving you a lot of credit. Great.
Well, they gave us credit. We feel good about that. They gave us a lot of credit. That's Brian Regan.
Is that
great.
it?
That's a Brian Regan bit. So good. You got to give them a lot of credit, man. They play hard. You got to give them credit. All right. So who's going to be in the World Series? So it looks like most of you think at least the Braves are going to be in the World Series. 4 out of 5 think that. Nico, did you pick the Red Sox and the Dodgers? Is that your guess?
I did, yeah. And I
Yeah,
picked Astros for the second one because baseball.
Yeah. Baseball.
So the Dodgers and Red Sox are going to play for the World Series, and the Astros are going to win it.
I love it. Nico's never going to take a sports poll again. Sorry, buddy. Love it. So nobody picked the Astros and the Dodgers. That was actually my hope going into this because I wanted to see that rematch from the whole 2017 when they cheated and all that. I feel like
they're still cheating.
Well, they're not doing as well. But you also have Joey Cora for the Red
what are you
Sox,
talking about? They're up 3-2.
If you look at
Oh,
my
the Astros are up
answers,
3-2? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Astros.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see that last
hell
one.
out of the Sox up here.
if you look at my answers in a new light, then really what I'm saying is that the Red Sox and Dodgers are going to go to the World Series, but the Astros are such cheaters. They're still going to win.
They're still going to win. I like it. It's great. That's great logic. I like that. I love how you felt like you had to explain it. That's awesome. Well, I'm disappointed the Astros and Dodgers if they don't get in because that's to me that's the storyline. But we'll see. The Dodgers have a lot of work to do, so we'll see what happens with that.
Not
Who
the
will win the World
Braves?
Series? 4 people think. Well, I just want to see the Dodgers and the Astros for that whole rematch. That's it. I mean, the Braves have the fewest wins of any playoff team still involved. Fewest wins. Dodgers won like 106, but I guess they're playing junior varsity teams or something. I don't know. But mostly think the Braves are going to win. All right, that's interesting. All right, number 3, which NFL team is currently the best in the league? Interesting. Nobody picked the Cardinals. They're legit. Like they're beating people. 6-0. Nobody? Oh, okay. Dallas Cowboys gets 2.
Anybody on that list there is worthy of being in the conversation at this point. I mean,
that's why I included them. But I'm saying nobody chose the team that's undefeated. I thought that was pretty interesting. But
I just think currently the best is hard to call. Like it's also you're streaking in October. Like this doesn't really matter too much.
That's all I care about is who's the best right now. It's all this poll's asking. It's not
I know.
I'm just saying.
But you still
got
to keep the Super Bowl.
Well,
it's not like
to
the
quote a
Bucs fell off.
previous Cardinals coach, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass, right? But
yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I was pretty sad when I looked at the record and the Chiefs like middle of the pack right now. It's not good. But if they end up going 14-3, I think it's a different conversation. So we'll see what happens. They've got a lot of the tough opponents out of the way. So we'll see what happens. Out of the way, they lost them all. But anyways, all right, last question. Which sport are you most likely to watch on a Saturday, Sunday afternoon this weekend? So it looks like 2 of you are watching football, 2 are watching NHL. Josh, that's you, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who's the other one? Who else is watching NHL?
I'll watch hockey. I
St.
probably
Louis
don't
people,
have time
of
to
course.
watch it. My husband has to work tomorrow, so I probably should have selected other. But yeah.
Well, now the Cardinals are out of baseball. This is really all we have, right? I mean, this is it. This is all we have. Nobody here really cares about football. We've lost 2 teams and nobody seems to bat an eye about it. So that's the way it goes here in St. Louis. And then who's doing something else?
I chose other because of the way the question was worded. Because most likely, I have to drive my kids to their soccer games, so 100% chance I'm going to watch soccer. Something could possibly
Greg always
happen.
picks
where,
my questions apart.
Hey, you know,
Always he's got the technicality of my questions. They're terrible.
well,
I read
no,
4
that's a good
questions,
question. Most likely, I will be watching soccer 100%. I
Yeah.
would like to. My next one probably would have been NBA because the Bulls
Really?
play. I guess Saturday, Sunday afternoon. I don't know who they play, but the NBA tipped off. Bears are terrible. Cubs are out of it. Hawks are terrible.
Blackhawks? No, they're
Blackhawks. They're not good. So I feel like the Bulls, they're at least in a upward trend right now.
It's amazing. You've got 4 major sports, and I almost feel sorry for you because most of them are terrible.
And we have
gotta be
2
rough.
teams in one of those major sports.
Yeah,
Think blind luck, we should be better.
The White Sox did get to the playoffs. They were pretty good, but they're out as well. So I almost feel sorry for you. But anyways, good deal. Well, I'm gonna be I don't know, I'm gonna be watching much sports this weekend. We've got a guest in town. We're gonna have some fun. So I don't know. Hey Diana, what's going on? How are you? You there? Oh, you're on mute. Maybe it'll come up. I don't know. Well, Diana's with us. Diana's with us because she's got something to share in This Week in Pictures. So excited to get to that here in just a little bit. That'll be good. All right. So last thing before we get to This Week in Pictures is we have the Transportation Intermediaries Association 3PL Extend Conference this week. I had a chance to be there Wednesday and Thursday. Had about 250 people there, 250 people there. So attendance was a little low, but it was good to be back in person. It was good to see everybody. I saw people this week I hadn't seen in 2 years on the trade show circuit. So that was pretty great. But none of you attended TI, I noticed. So what's up?
I wanted to go. I should have went. It was in San Antonio. That's just a quick jaunt. I should have, but
you could have driven there and been back.
I know. Too many things going on. I should have just said nope and went. But well, I'll be there next year.
So quick question for everybody. So I'm sure all of you are thinking through trade shows now that next year's probably going to be a full slate. How are you going to evaluate which shows you're going to attend moving forward in light of the last 2 years and kind of what you've experienced not going to trade shows? Like what's your philosophy on that?
What are you going to get the most value out of? Where are you going to go visit clients, vendors? Where most people.
How are you going to determine that? Because I think, and here's the reason why I asked. When this whole thing started, people thought, oh, virtual shows are here to stay. People are going to do it. And then the tide kind of turned and vendors hate virtual shows. I mean, hate virtual shows because you get nothing out of it. And so as a vendor, we're looking at our strategy differently than we were before. But I wonder as an attendee, as somebody who would be a consumer, if anything has changed or if it's kind of the same equation moving forward.
Well, I think part of it is, what Josh said, getting value out of it is that what's the difference in the value between going there and the value of actually just going to the little, side rooms where people are talking and whatnot, like the TIA flyby, right? That's something that I don't think, I guess that's not really a trade show, but
no,
you're different, or fly in, sorry, not flyby, but you're not really going to get the same.
You're doing the flyby.
You're not getting the same value if you're not there, right? So like that's something where you have to be there. You can look at then the some of the freight waves where they have done them completely virtual. You're not getting as much value, but the delta between being there and not being there is smaller. So I think that's probably going to be what we look at.
Yeah. I mean, for consumers, for attendees, a virtual show is good because you get the content you want. You don't have to travel. So those kind of things, but you miss out on the connections, right? To get together. So at least you get the content that you want. As a vendor, you don't get anything that you're going to these trade shows for except your name splashed somewhere and hope that makes a difference. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but most of the time I find that it's not.
Not to be completely self-serving here, but I think that the trade show industry has showed us, and the industry, the marketing reaction behind it shows that people just need to start throwing their own damn shows. Flat out. Look at DC, did it again with DC Fandom. People are talking about their slate of movies that are coming out. You can effectively market your brand in your own show as opposed to having to follow everybody else around on their shows.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. And one thing that we did from a budgeting perspective is we said, okay, we are going to go to some trade shows because obviously there's some that really make sense. And especially being there and doing some of the things that we do at trade shows with events, our own events, really is meaningful and worth doing. The difference that we're doing is a couple of things. We're looking at our spend at the trade shows. Like, do we need to exhibit? Do we want to sponsor a certain thing? And if so, what is it? Or do we want to have our own little side event at that show where people are and spend our money that way? So we're looking at reallocation of funds when it comes to trade shows and how we're investing in that. But the other thing,
my company specializes in those side events.
I know it does. I've heard your spiel a couple of times. I know. But anyways, like the regional events are really valuable because we have the Vegas event. You know, Josh, you got the chance to go to the Vegas event last year and saw that. Got to experience that. Imagine like 5 of those throughout the country next year. You know, one in Dallas, one in Phoenix, one in Chicago, one in Atlanta, and you know, actually just kind of doing a similar type of a thing on a smaller scale as to what we did in Vegas. We're seeing that as a better use of resources.
I think from. Go ahead, Neil.
Josh. No, Josh.
So yeah, I think that makes a whole lot of sense. And go back on what I said as far as, you know, the rudimentary of why pick the trade show. Well, go where you're going to see your vendors, go where you're going to be able to hang out and, you know, talk to those people. But a lot of times you're not just going to see that trade show or see that booth. You're going to go hang out with those people that you work with. And I think you will see a lot more value on some of the things that you did, you know, at McLeod conference, at your own conference. And then you can, you know, not segregate, that's probably the wrong word, but go and do different things with different people. And I think that's where the value add comes in. So smaller booth or, you know, less spend there, and then, you know, allocate those funds to, you know, different events. People remember that. People, oh yeah, we went and did that. We got to hang out with them. We had, you know, even if it is small talk, it is talk nonetheless. And there's that connection. And obviously that's what people want. And I think you can, once you get people into smaller groups, they may feel more comfortable and go do those things and get more value out of them.
Yeah, for sure. Let me ask you a quick question real quick. How many business owners or attendees, or I don't know how to phrase it, but what percentage of people go to a trade show for the experience, like the people and the kind of the relaxing or maybe the vacation side of it? And how many people go for the content? You know, like what do you guys think about that? Like when you're evaluating these things or what you're hearing?
I think that's 50-50. I mean, let's be honest, to go to a trade show, I mean, you're going because it's something either you're very involved in or have high interest in. And, you know, 50% of that is just getting away, enjoying yourself, taking yourself out of the monotony of your day to day. So when people say, man, you know, maybe not the best event, content's not the greatest, but I know XYZ there, I'll get to go, you know, hang out with these people, get something from it. I think that's 50%. And then the other 50% are, you know, just borderline or just focused on the content that's there, and that's it. So
you can tell what it is based off of what the location is. The big ones are in a certain location for a reason. Like they don't go to Michigan in the middle of February for a very specific reason. But if you're really there for the content, you'll go to those places.
Right. All the shows are in Vegas, not in Detroit.
Exactly.
If you're attending a conference that's in Vegas, Florida, or California, you're getting more people going there that are also using it as like a business trip to write off taking their family with them. Right. And those type of events, like those locations, are where marketing with those events outside of the trade show is a lot more impactful. And I found that out, as Josh said, at a McLeod show. The last McLeod show I went to was in Denver. And the only thing I remember about that entire show is the dinners that I went to, like in the networking that I got into at those dinners, because you're taking people outside of the content that they're there for. You're taking people outside of the vendors that are, you know, sniping for their attention. And you're really taking down their defenses by feeding them a meal. So it looks like a completely social thing.
And let's be honest too about one thing, like there's value as a strategic leader, as somebody who is involved in strategy and decision making. There's value in just pulling yourself out of your day-to-day monotony, because it allows you to be creative and to think and to come up with new ideas or to hear something new and then start to, you know, mull on that a little bit. Like, okay, what would that look like if we implemented something like that? Or in my case, I got to tell you, sometimes solutions just pop up when I give myself space. when I give myself time to think or to do whatever. I can't tell you the number of times I'm mowing my yard and something will come in like, oh my gosh, that's what we need to do. That's how to fix it. Or like when I was doing construction around the house, and I came across a situation I wasn't sure how to make it work. I'd be laying down, getting ready to go to bed, and all of a sudden the solution would pop in. I had to get out and I'd write it down. And like, I know how to do this now. I know how to fix it. You know, when you give yourself space, it allows you to be creative and to figure out problems or solutions to problems that you weren't even thinking about sometimes, or new ideas and creativity. So I think there's value in, even if you just go to get away, there's value in that for your business, to be creative and to find solutions. So interesting. Diana, what's up? How are you?
Sorry. Good.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to this new Diana, who's like, you know, in an office with the nice tiles over your head, who's, you know, dressed up for work. It's a different, you know, it's a different feel, you know.
Not yelling at her kids.
Not yelling at the kids. I mean, that was really a staple in the show. And now I feel like I'm going through grief because it's just not a part. You know, like maybe you should like Zoom your kids or FaceTime them just so you can yell at them real quick and we can feel it.
Will that make you feel better?
I'm kind of missing it. I don't know. Just I don't know anybody else. Yeah, I mean Greg's missing it. I think Kyle's missing it too. We're just kind of missing that aspect.
You don't need to yell at your kids, man. Let them be.
Kyle's the same when he's like, listen, okay, this is a bad idea.
It was Friday.
You're making me sound like that's all I do is yell at my kids.
No,
No.
there were a couple of those, but you know, anyways, there we go.
It was more like them yelling.
It can get to that point. That's true. So I think this is one of the last trade shows that we're going to do. We're looking at doing Used Car Week out in Vegas here in November. Pretty big show out there, and we actually have a couple of clients that are sponsoring out there. So I think we might go to that one. But we're really kind of dwindling down the trade show season, and we got Halloween next week on Sunday night, and so that's coming up as well. And then we got Thanksgiving and Christmas. So quick question: when do you guys start listening to Christmas music?
1 month ago.
Yep, that's the right answer. Greg, what do you got?
December 25th.
One day, everybody. You get one day at Greg's
again
house.
though, that's a bit of a lie, because that's assuming that I have control over the songs that I'm listening to, which in my house I just gave that up a long time ago.
Exactly. So what does everybody else think about that in your house? So you're December 25th.
I have a 2-week rule with my kids. Within those 2 weeks, I will listen to whatever frolicky holiday music you want. But outside of that 2 weeks, no.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I can't stand it. That's a lot of grandpa got run over by a reindeer. I just can't.
And part of the problem is there's like 6 Christmas songs and different people sing them, but it's like the same 6. I don't know. We usually do
6. Look at this playlist.
There's a lot of Mariah Carey.
6.
How many of those have the same title sung by somebody different though?
But
we'll just go with there's way more than 6. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Let me make a recommendation for those that aren't big Christmas music fans. I'm gonna sound like probably a huge nerd, but I enjoy like when I'm wrapping presents and stuff. I like listening to the instrumental Christmas music, like the Nutcracker and like Charlie Brown's Christmas, like all that music. It's like, for me, it's kind of soothing. So maybe that'll break up the monotony of the 6 songs that, 20 different artists sing.
There's more than 6.
I can get behind that. I didn't think about that. I will say wrapping presents, Die Hard is the place to go. And Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, but it's a fantastic movie to watch while you're wrapping presents.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie. What are you saying?
I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
How are we in October talking about Christmas so damn much? It's spooky season, folks.
I already wrapped
It's way too spooky to be talking about this. Halloween hasn't even come.
We need to talk about the best Christmas and Halloween movie ever, Nightmare Before Christmas. Just saying, best movie ever.
Just saying, you get 2 and 1. You're going 2 for 1 for
Nico,
that. So
look at my Tumblr.
Look
Nico.
at this.
I love NBC.
There it is. So should we make it a requirement that next week, if you're on the call, you have to be wearing a costume? Should that be a part of the buy-in here?
I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
What do you enjoy? Like
he doesn't celebrate any holidays. Yeah, he doesn't celebrate any
What's the holiday
holidays,
you
apparently.
like?
I do love holidays. I like getting together. I am not going to
President's
dress up.
Day
and
is what
come
Which
Greg
to-
holiday
really
do
looks forward
you
to.
love? Because we've got Halloween, no. Christmas, kind of iffy. Like, what holiday do you
Guarantee
love?
it's not Valentine's Day.
I love Halloween. First of all, I'm actually very excited about Halloween this year. My older son is making his own costume, and he is super excited about it. It's a little bit off the wall.
What did
You
you
Trey,
celebrate
we
like
need to get- we need to
Halloween
get
and the
Greg's
drinking
kids on here.
holidays?
Yeah, my
You
kids
know,
are way
dress
more
up.
fun than me. I say it all the time. In my household, I am the wet blanket, right? Like that's my role in the band.
And okay with it. Like you're not like you're
Hey,
cool. Like that's
you know what?
That's my role.
Somebody's got to tell them, no, you can't juggle knives.
I don't know if I'd go that far to say that's a wet blanket. I would say that too, but I don't consider myself a wet blanket.
It's just
I
a
mean,
safety concern.
Right. I mean, it's just like, loving your kids kind of thing, but interesting. All right. So
Greg,
we'll
what's
see
your
what
kid
happens.
gonna be?
There's a book that he really loves. He's into called Hilo, and it's he got really into it. And my older one's got shaggy blonde hair, and so does the main character Hilo. So he's actually making, because you can't buy that costume anywhere.
Sure.
So he got a red shirt and he's painting the thing on it. He's got the pants, and then he got like the homemade stuff that he made for he can shoot photons out of his hands. So like
I love that.
all
That's
of it's
awesome.
homemade. It's gonna be awesome. And like we got most of the pieces together now. So that's my younger one, we bought a ninja costume, like what, $8 for him for that. So that'll be fun. He loves it. But the older one, he like really got into making it. So I was excited. I'm really excited to see it.
I love the
That is
homemade
cool.
costumes.
Maybe he can make you one. Why don't you put him on that?
My go-to is Clark Kent, because I have a
Yeah.
Superman t-shirt and I put it underneath
You got the
like
glasses on. There
and
you go.
then well I got these this year, so I don't even need to. I had some $5 sunglasses I popped the lenses out of. So
Yeah, no, that's
I don't
actually-
even need those anymore. So
That's right. That's right. Well, maybe you can just roll with that next Friday. We'll see feedback on you next Friday. That'll be
we'll
good.
see.
All right, everybody. We're gonna end with This Week in Pictures. Diana, are you ready for this? Your big moment's coming up here in just a minute. So first of all, we'll
No.
talk about. Yeah,
Don't-
absolutely. So
don't
we're gonna
show
talk
it
about. Oh, we're showing it. It's you made the mistake of sending it to me. It's going on. So
Hey, can I
this
play
week
some
we,
background music before you do this, Trey?
You don't want to keep on with the little Nas X that Trey's been playing this
You
whole
don't,
time?
you don't like that?
No, I
No,
got
it's
some
holiday
wonderful
music. Trey,
background
don't allow
music.
this. Don't allow this
All
blasphemy.
right. Hey, go
6
ahead.
songs
I'm
we
gonna
gotta
let you
listen
do it.
to already.
Josh, go for it. Go for it, Josh. I'm with
Go
you
ahead.
on
All
it.
right, we're listening.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. There we go. All right. So this year we're doing something different for Christmas with our kids. Because of supply chain issues, we're using this as a reason to actually use a holiday to talk about the actual meaning of it. So we're going to teach our kids to be more generous this year. So we had them give us a list of all the things that they want. We're going to buy one thing off that list, and everything else, we're going to add up the money. We're going to have them select a charity they want to give it to, and have them hopefully be more generous. But one of the
Like
things that
that.
we did was we bought them a trampoline. They've been asking for years for this, and so we bought a trampoline. And last week I was able to pick it up, and or it actually delivered. And then we started putting it together. So this isn't the final product. We actually did put the netting around it, but this is one of the pictures that we grabbed. And so we've got this area now. So it's very exciting. So I got to put that together. By the way, did you know that a 16-foot trampoline takes roughly 7 hours to put together total? It's quite the project. I
Wow.
even had help. But it takes quite a bit to kind of get that together. But got all that done. The hardest part was actually stringing together the net to attach it, because it is like, I feel like you're just like literally stringing together, like building a shirt or something like that. But anyway, so that was exciting. So I got that put together. And this year's Christmas is going to be a little different than normal. We're very excited about that. So it's good. A couple of things that have happened. Obviously got to go to the Tranco event with Nathan. So we did get a picture. Kyle, I just know you wanted to see this, just to, because make sure that you know that I do. take
Nate must have
pictures
hit
of everybody
1,000
that I see.
followers on something.
We went and got pumpkins, so that's pretty exciting. So we went, and they had the place we went to, Eckert's Farm here in St. Louis, as some of you might know, and Megan, you might know this, but they had this really cool little pumpkin house. That was pretty fun. That's my daughter Naomi. She wanted to get a little picture in there, so that was pretty cool. It's funny, as your kids get older, picking out pumpkins and picking apples is a much faster activity. When we did this when they were little, it was like a 2-hour event. We'd go, we'd do all those kind of things. We were literally in and out with 4 bags of apples, 3 pumpkins, and some apple cider donuts and a few other things in less than 45 minutes from when we pulled in to when we left. It was sweet. It was awesome. We're getting much more efficient. Absolutely. That was pretty fun. We took 23, 24 people, 26 actually was the final number, to the San Antonio Spurs game on Wednesday night at the TIA conference. So if you're thinking about going to shows,
Is that Chris Jolly back there?
Found Chris Jolly.
Jolly is
There's
with
Chris
us.
Jolly.
That's right. That's right. He
Found
was
him.
there. I found him, and that's where he is
I
today.
thought that
He
was
actually on the-
Waldo.
It kind of looks like that. It almost looks photoshopped in. It doesn't look real, but he's a TIA speaking. But no, we took 26 customers, prospects, and partners, and had a really great time at the San Antonio Spurs game. So if you're thinking about coming to trade shows, and we're going to be there, there's a good chance you're going to do something like this because that's how we roll. So we had a really good time with that. Some more pictures from the game. Again, Jolly just being Jolly. Can't sit still and look normal. I had the opportunity to speak at TIA, so I got to be on the big screen. So that's me up there with our video playing. So that was pretty fun. Always enjoy opportunities to do that and talk about what we're doing. And here's something interesting. On my flight home, I was looking at the aircraft that I was going to be riding home. Did you know that they call engines now turbofans? They're just called turbofans. I don't think that name is like that seems like plastic, right? It's just a turbofan. That's all it is. It just spins really. I mean, that's what it does. I get it, but it's like I don't know. I was thinking like something stronger might be a better name for that. So that's pretty interesting. And then folks, we got to end the show on this beauty right here. So please, Diana, tell us what the heck's going on here.
So I did a fashion show for a friend of mine. She's an indie
Of course you
fashion
did.
designer.
Mhm.
And super out of my element. I've never worn so much makeup in my life. As soon as I got home, that shit came right off. So
In the car, you're like trying to scrub it off while you're driving.
I tried. I was like, this is so awkward. How do people do this all the time? Like I'm just not a big makeup fan. So, but it was
Look
fun.
at here. This is what I want you. Look at that right there.
Yeah. So
First of
it was
all, you
very-
gotta notice the toenails. First of all, I mean, she's ready for Halloween, ready to go.
Dude, yeah, my
And then, of
nails,
course,
everything is
the
all
jewels there. So
Halloween.
pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
so
Hey,
it was
listen,
fun.
I'm proud of you going on a limb, sharing this picture. I'm sure you had major regrets when you hit send though, because it sounds like you were a little hesitant to tell us about this.
I did, but that's okay. It was fun. And I'm Native American, and that made me feel like very in touch with my roots.
Oh,
so.
that's cool. That's cool. So some of these things like the necklace here, where did you get that? Is that
She
something
made
you made
that.
or you bought? Oh, really?
No, she made it. Yeah, when I
Wow,
say
look
yeah,
at
she
that.
made all that, like, and
Wow,
the outfit,
earrings, all that.
yeah, the clothes.
Very cool.
She had she had a vision, and she had another designer of hers, a seamstress, like put the clothes
Wow.
together for her. So it
Well,
was really
awesome.
fun.
That's really cool. Good for you. Another side of Diana that we all get to meet.
There
So
you
it's
go.
great.
Like
Great.
an onion.
Well, let's just keep peeling back the layers. That's right. Well, Josh Kale, thanks for
Those are the
joining us today,
kids.
man. Great to
Model.
see you as always. And we'll see you guys next week. Halloween episode. Be sure to wear a costume for episode 81 of Word on the Street, powered by Lean Solutions Group. You guys have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you